It's 90-something people there. It's 53 jobs. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, we're teammates, but you in front of me, in front of my bag. I got a mortgage. I got a family to feed. And listen, you got all these young whippersnappers jacked up on Mountain Dew, and I've been on both sides of it. As an undrafted free agent, I had to go 100,000 miles at every drill. And what happens is the first day of pads, you got these young whippersnappers that's been trying to show and look all. Everybody looks great in the shorts, right? Because it's nothing to grab onto when you're doing drills, one-on-ones. It's no physical consequence. So you got to do some certain things on day one of pads, like set the tempo. Let you know we can do this the easy way or the hard way. So the youngster, if you want to come here all jacked up on Mountain Dew and we supposed to be fitting up or it's a third drill, but you coming at me like it's live, I'm going to show you what type of camp you about to have, because I'm going to knock your head off and let you know that I got that grown man strength, that you new to this, I'm true to this. And so it's about setting statements.
But you're talking about it from a player standpoint. You're talking about players showing the other guys or the guys behind them on the depth chart that they mean business, right? They're not just going to walk away. But I'm talking about from a coach's standpoint. Do you like the coach? And again, you may say this is more of a college mentality. You got grown men.
He like this stuff. It's like when your son get in trouble for school, or your son, get in a fight and he handle his business, and you got to chastise him because technically it's wrong. But meanwhile, you looking at him like, hey, did you win? Nah, you won. Bet. All right. But you gotta chastise him. He wants this level of toughness, this level of competition. The fact that I'm going at you so hard that I won't take one step back in camp. That, listen, if you push me, I'm going to push you. Right now, this is what this is all about. This is about setting the physical tone. And listen, what you don't want is to get somebody hurt. So it's a fine line between that. If Danny Dimes would have got hurt, it could have ruined their season and they would have had to go to a backup. But if you can get some physicality, if you can set a standard, and maybe this is about the offense saying, hey, man, defense, y'all been kicking our ass for 2 years since I've been here. But listen, now we got new leaders here. We got Galladay. We got some firepower on the offensive side. Y'all ain't about to be pushing us around no more, right? Because it's all about marking your territory and setting the tone. And that's what that was all about. Listen, you think I care about running? I'm a professional athlete. I'm one of the best athletes in the world. You think me running some 100-yard dashes, listen, it's going to hurt me? I can care less. You can work me long, you can't work me hard, right? You can make me run up here 1,000,000 times. You can't make me run a certain speed. At some point, it get to the point where I can call the player association and say, hey, man, this dude got his practices too long. So I can care less. And listen, some of the funniest moments of my life has been during fights, right? Because what happens is when you fight, the guy that's fighting is expending all this energy, and it becomes a meme. It becomes hilarious when we have to have the running, and he's crying and laughing. Like, it's all about moments, right? And it's like little moments like this that get you through something. Like, oh, man, remember old boy slammed you on your neck? Ha, ha, ha. You know what I mean? Or what happened? Remember when you cramped up because you were running? And, the fat people are the ones who have to deal with it. I'm a little man.
See, to me, this goes back to what you mentioned, which is play fast, play fearless, but don't play reckless, right? Yep. Don't make bad decisions.
Right.
So I want that tenacity. I want that competitiveness. I want to see that you're the guy who somebody's going to have to rip the job out of your hands in order to get it. But they wear the red jerseys for a reason, right? It's stop sign. Yeah. Stop sign, right? So if Daniel Jones ends up at the bottom of a pile, somebody did something wrong. Yeah. And that's why I say these one-on-ones, okay, a cornerback and a wide receiver, they start going at it and jamming each other and pushing each other and stuff. I get it. But if the whole dang team gets in on this and your quarterback is at the bottom of the pile, then you got to say, man,
well, what did Danny Dimes do?
We invest too much money in that position to have him get hurt at a training camp.
But what did Danny Dimes do, right? How did he get involved in the scuffle? Because, if you got that red jersey on, you don't need to be breaking nobody up. You don't need to be touching nobody. If a fight break out, you're supposed to run to the corner. Right? You're supposed to go to the respective corner, and you're supposed to get out the way and let the real football players, the real physical guys, handle their business, because I got to let this little young dude know that if he blocked me like that again after the play or pushed me over the pile of the play, then I'm going to smack his head off.
I don't want to see Joe Judge doing this type of thing during the season. I don't want him, making the guys run and doing push-ups and all of that. But I think during training camp, it's okay to send a message. It's okay to be like, you got to be smarter than that. You got to be sharper than that. Like, this is when we fine-tune ourselves for the season. I need you to be better.
We've all been there, right? And, this is a young team, so they're emotional, right? Older teams, older vets, man, they're like, man, I'm too tired to be sitting up here wrestling with somebody. Because no matter what, the clock stops, and you still got to get that same play in. You got 70-play script that you got to go through. You can fight all you want. When you guys are finished, I'll be right here on the line, right? Let's get it done, right? So that doesn't matter. Like, really, it's about maturing. But right now, it's really not a big deal, right? It's about and saying, you know what, you're going to have flare-ups, right? Because you got people that's fighting for their lives, right? They're fighting for their football lives. You know, they're fighting for their dream. And sometimes some guy's going to go a little bit farther than you're willing to go. You got to check them. You know what I mean?
You've made jokes that Joe Judge is always mad. How does that work during the season, right? If you can't do anything right, if a guy is always on you, does that start to wear thin? Do you start to tune him out?
No, it's white noise. It's white noise, but you don't tune him out because the fact that if he's yelling at you mean that you matter. Is when he don't say anything to you, when you know you're going to come in there, they're going to say, hey, man, go get your playbook. Coach need to see you, and you know what time it is.
Well,
right?
I've seen that on Hard Knocks.
Exactly. So you know what time it is. It's when they're not coaching you up, when they're not holding you to a high standard. Like him yelling, you know, that's fine, right? We've all been yelled at. We've been in this business at this point. When you get to this level, you've been a professional. You've been playing football since you were 8. You've been playing the game since you're about, for 12 years at this point.
I guess I wonder how much that translates. Like, again, you hear about it in college. You hear about coaches getting on guys and being able to really get in their face and whatnot. But then you talk about the NFL and you've got grown men. And I wonder if there's some point where you go, man, come on, just be quiet. Shut up.
Yeah, but when you have a young team, you have guys that are closer to college than you are to professionals. So they're learning how to be professionals, right? And you have to teach them. It's learning lessons and teaching moments like this that you explain to them, this is why we do it. And if y'all want to do that, y'all got all this energy. Clearly, we ain't practicing hard enough. Clearly, you got too much energy. So go ahead and get on the line. Let me get some of that energy out of you guys. And let's see if you can focus while you're tired.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.